Hi everybody, it's good to see you and welcome back to Boeing Field here in beautiful Seattle, Washington. And as you can see around me, it is a beautiful day. Summer is here. There's a heat dome coming over the city over the next 5 days or so. Absolutely blue sky, not a cloud in sight. What am I doing? I'm instrument flying, obviously. We're here to do a Stage 2 simulator check. Now, this is part of what I do at Galvin Flying, where I train for my instrument rating. They check you at each stage of the process, and a Stage 2 check is very focused on departures, approaches, holds, and missed approaches. So we're going to be doing this in the order with the full list of things we would expect to do that we would do it at Galvin. So let's get started, shall we? The first thing that your instructor is going to tell you to do is turn the music off. And he's right. Alright. Well, let's take a look at Sky Vector. The first thing that's going to happen here is we're going to get a look at what we're actually flying into and what we're actually doing. So let's chrome up. So the goals of the instrument check are to have you fly a standard instrument departure, and for that we're going to be in North Flow in Seattle at Boeing Field. Boeing Field, King County. Oops, that's not really what we want to do. My bad. Sorry about that. Boeing Field, King County. We're going to fly the Cobain 1 departure, RNAV. It's a GPS RNAV departure with a few little instructions, but mostly it's a straight line with a little bit of a left turn. From there we're actually going to head up to, let's see, departure KBFI, and we're going to come back to KBFI, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to KPAE. We're going to go north. We're going to go north to Payne Field. It's going to be very fast. They're going to be in North Flow as well, and we're going to request the RNAV runway 34 left. And when we do this, we're not actually going to land. We're going to go past, we're going to hit the missed approach, and we're going to fly to EWAC. EWAC is the hold point. We're going to do a hold there. There we go. We're going to request from there. We're going to request a instrument approach to Bremerton. That's going to be down there. And if we were doing this and it was, north prevailing winds, we would have to circle, right? We would have to circle to land, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the RNAV GPS runway 120 as if we were going to the southwest, but we are going to circle as soon as we get down to our circling minimums and we can see the runway. We're actually going to make a little bit of a left turn, get on downwind for right pattern 02, at which point, at some point, the instructor will call a missed approach, and we're going to go missed over to Caro, okay, Caro, just like that. And when we're at the hold at Caro, we're going to ask for vectors for the ILS, runway 32 left, back to Boeing Field. So that's 2 RNAV approaches. One of them is circling, and one of them is a precision approach, an ILS approach. And by doing those things, we will have fulfilled the requirements of the Stage 2 check. So there's lots to do here. The first thing we want to do is file a flight plan out of here with Pilot Edge. Now, one thing I learned last time is you can only store 1 IFR flight plan at a time. So since we're going to be going Boeing Field to Payne, Payne to Bremerton, and Bremerton back to Boeing Field, all we do is give them the first flight plan that we expect to pick up. And so that's going to be Boeing Field to Payne. Cruising altitude is going to be 3,000 feet, no alternate. Route of flight is direct. Make sure this is right. IFR, 600 Mike, 172, 115, KBFI, Payne Field, 3,000 feet, direct. File. All right, we're done there. Let's get back to the game. All right, and we're also going to very quickly here go into performance mode once I make sure that the tablet is visible. Yes, it is. I just wanted to show you the Stage 2 check requirements here. Demonstrate proficiency flying instrument departures, including departures, conventional and GPS non-precision and precision approaches, missed approaches, holding patterns, partial panel, circle to land, and landing from an instrument approach. So the only thing that I missed there was partial panel instrument approach, which I will explain as we get there. But in a sense, we're going to shut off one of my G1000 GPS panels, and I still have to operate, kind of looking at the one on the right. So that's what we're going to do. Not too difficult, he says. But let's give it a try and make sure it all works. Let's get our plane up and running. As you know, this is our wonderful Cessna 172 G1000 Skyhawk. We're out here as I showed you. It's a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky. So obviously this is the right time to be doing IFR operations. All right, make sure everything is looking good and solid here. We want to do a good pre-flight, so we're going to go ahead and check all of our lights work. Yes, indeed. We'd be doing checks of all the empennage. We'd be checking static ports look good. Checking all of our other ports look good. Pitot looks good. Our fuel vent looks good. Our stall warning horn looks good. All that stuff. Check the alternate air. All right. Make sure that we've got fuel both. Fuel shut off is in. Check the annunciators. Oil pressure, low volts, low vacuum. Ready to go. Flaps down. 1, 2, 3. Check those flaps. Make sure those are coming down. All right. Looks good. Fantastic. We'll check the avionics. Make sure the fans are running. They are. Awesome. We'll turn those back off. And we'll turn all the lights back off except for the beacon. Oh yeah, we had to make sure that pitot heat worked. We got that right there. Ow. Okay, great. We're all set. Let's go ahead and get ready to go. So mixture full lean, a little bit of throttle here. We're going to go ahead and prime the fuel pump. 1, 2, 3, and we're primed. Mixture lean, fuel pump off. All right, we'll get ready to crank here. Hey, big guy.
Clear.
A little more throttle. And push full rich. All right. Good start. We'll back it off to 1,000. Oil temperature's already up. Part of the reason is because it's so darn warm out. It's 20 degrees Celsius already, so oil temperature's off the peg. And oil pressure looks good. Fuel flow looks good. Flaps up. Okay. Right flap, left flap are responding. Super cool. All right. Nav lights on and avionics on. Sweet. All right. Navigation data shows expires August 9th, 23. Oop, that wouldn't pass muster for our test, I'll tell you that. But that's just a limitation of the system and nothing we can do about it today, so we'll just go ahead and go anyway.
Pilot Edge connected.
All right, we're connected up to the network. And let's go ahead and bring that tablet up. We got a couple of things to copy, don't we? First thing is the weather. Alright, let's go ahead and tune 12775.
Final. Read I call runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information. Echo.
Echo. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Boeing King County Airport. ATIS information. Echo. 1653 Zulu. Wind 030 at 6. Visibility 10.
Yeah, I bet.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 20. Dew point 13. Altimeter 3020. Arriving and departing runways 3 to left, 3 to right. Visual approaches in use. Simultaneous approaches between...
Alright, that was fun. Let's go ahead and set the things that we know we're going to need up on COM 1. As you know, I always use COM 1 for tower and weather and ground, and I use COM 2 for all en route ATC as well as clearance delivery. So we've got ground pegged on here. We're going to get clearance delivery lined up. Let me go ahead and go to my radio cheat sheet. 132.4. Alright, looks good. And let's see. Let's get our craft up and ready to go here. So we know we're trying to go to KPAE, and we'll go ahead and call them in. Ooh, wait, hang on. My bad.
November 906 Golf, contact Yakima Tower.
Barrow first.
Yakima Tower, 906 Golf.
Whoa.
Yakima Tower, November 906 Golf, inbound localizer DME Bravo.
That is a lot.
November 906 Golf, Yakima Tower, circle north of the field for a right downwind runway 27, report midfield.
Alright. Okay, COM 2.
Circle right downwind, report north of the field, 906 Golf.
Boeing clearance delivery, good morning. Skyhawk 6378, Mike, looking to pick up our IFR to Paintfield.
November 6378, Mike, Boeing clearance standby.
Let's turn that traffic off. And we'll go for Rario. That's more like it. I feel like, oh yeah, the buses are trying to get around me. It's like Sim City. My parking brake is still on. I don't want to be sitting on these brakes forever. I'm going to lean it out a little bit because it is warm out here today. Make sure those flaps are all the way up. They are. No enunciators. We're good. We're going to get our clearance, and then that'll tell us a little bit more about setting our altitude bugs and initial heading bugs. So. Good gravy, this is taking a minute. Turn on our... What do you mean no supported devices connected? You gotta be kidding me. Aha! There we go. And... bloop, there I am at KBFI. Plates, KBFI Airport, there I am. And KPAE, we're gonna set our plates up. We're gonna expect the 3-4 left approach and departures.
San Jose Tower, this is Cessna 23 Mike Tango, clear of runway 30 left.
November 3 Mike Tango, there's a lot of background noise. Taxi to the ramp via Golf Victor, monitor ground.
Yakima Tower.
Taxi via Golf Victor, monitor ground.
906 Golf, midfield, right downwind 27.
November 906 Golf, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear land 27, 906 Golf.
November 6378 Mike, Boeing clearance clear to the Payne Field Airport, Cobain 1 departure, radar vectors Payne, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 120.4, squawk 5647.
Clear to Payne Field, Cobain 1 departure, then radar vectors PAE, then as filed. Climb via the SID, departure frequency 120.4, squawk 5647, 78 Mike.
November 78 Mike, read back correct.
Olympia Tower, Piper 2116.
All right, nice.
Reporting midfield for run 17.
All right.
November 116, runway 17, cleared for the option.
Read for the option. Runway
6,
17,
4,
November
7.
2116.
5647, squawking. Let's go ahead and get 120.4 lined up for our departure frequency. Again, we're going to put that in number 2. And I'll switch it over. We don't need clearance deliveries help right now. This is a towered airport, so we're good there. Okay, let's talk about the departure, because we've got to climb via the SID. Okay, the SID, Standard Instrument Departure. First thing we're looking at here is top altitude shows 2100, so I'm going to go ahead and bug 2100 right there, bugged. And our heading, our climb heading is 315, so we're going to bug that right there. 315 will be our takeoff heading. 315 to 540. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to not put this in until we go to our run-up. That's the way it works. We set our initial heading bug, we set our altitude bug, we make sure our baro is set, we make sure our standby instruments are good. We do not input the flight plan until we are at the run-up. So let's go ahead and call ground and let's get taxiing. Get this here. Boeing ground Skyhawk 6378 Mike with information echo just south of Alpha 10, taxi for IFR.
November 6378 Mike, Boeing ground runway 32 left, taxi via Alpha 11.
32 left, taxi via Alpha 11, 78 Mike. Yeah, he could have caught me out on calling on departure frequency. It's because it's the same guy. He didn't get super mad at me, but that wouldn't have been fun. All right, now in the real stage 2 check, what you don't want to do is run over anybody on the ramp. But this is the beauty of video games. So, all right. So there's Alpha, and Alpha 11 is going to be coming up here. You can see it on the signage. Okay, we've entered the ILS critical area now, and we're going to do our run up here. This isn't quite the configuration of
November 906 Golf, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground.
Taxi, parking via Alpha, 906 Golf, thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and do our controls wipeout real quick. Left, full aft, right, full forward, center it out, wiggle the rudders. Okay, we're good there.
November 2 Romeo Charlie, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Taxi lights off.
126.6, Bonanza 12 Romeo
Both
Charlie.
In, mixture full rich,
Seattle
1800.
Center, Sky High 323 on the ground at Orcas Island, ready to pick up our IFR clearance for Pangbourne, and this is for Sky 3 rating, Lake 3.
Okay, 1680. Okay, it's 110, it's less than 150, that's okay. And 1670, that's 10 difference, that's less than 50 difference. Good. Fuel flow, oil pressure, oil temperature, EGT,
Sky High
and back are all
323.
in the green.
Seattle Center cleared from the Orcas Island Airport to the Wenatchee Airport. Segment 2 departure, then as filed.
And
Climb and
RPM is
maintain
down.
3,000, expect 9,000 in 10 minutes.
I'm going to lean it out a little bit.
Departure frequency 126.6, squawk 1734.
It's okay, it's healthy idle. Go ahead.
Sky High
Push the
323 is
parking
cleared to
brakes for a
Wenatchee. Vegba 2 departure 3,000,
Let's
expect
go over
9,000
here
in 10 minutes. 126.6
quickly
and
bug
squawk
up our flight plan.
1734.
Sky High 323, read back correct, advise ready.
Will do, Sky High 323.
Okay. We're going KBFI.
November 12 Romeo Charlie, Seattle Center, the Wenatchee altimeter 3006.
And we know we're supposed to be radar vector PAE. We know that's wrong. It's not the one in Thailand, it's the one here. And destination is going to be KPAE. We're not going to put it in a runway yet. Okay, flight plan set. Now proc.
Olympia Tower, Piper
We're going to start with our departure.
2116 is
Cobain
reporting
1
midfield for runway 17. It will be
looks
full
correct.
stop.
November 116, runway 17, clear to land.
Runway 17, clear to land.
And we're not going to proc up yet on
2116.
the approach. Not yet. All right, we're going to range up a little bit so we can see a little bit more. And make sure everything else is good. We're on Magenta Needles, that's what we would expect. 5647, we're squawking correct. Alt is squawked. We have 315, that's our initial heading out. 2100 is our top altitude. Let's go ahead and just very quickly brief the departure. Okay, Cobain 1, climb heading 315 to 540, then direct across Gen X at or below 1600, on track 315 to Kurt, then on track 295 to Seabane, then on track 295 for vectors. Maintain 2100 feet or as assigned by ATC. Expect clearance to flight level within 3 minutes after departure. And make sure our frequencies are good. 121.9, that's ground. 120.6, we're going to change that to tower. 1204 is departure, and then once we get switched over, I'll go ahead and put weather for pain in the COM1 standby because it's going to be a real quick turnaround. Okay, we are ready to go. Okay, we got tower on the what's it, and let me go real quick. Close, and we are going to be climbing via the SID. KP Wix.
Seattle Center, Sky High 323 is runway 16, ready for release.
November 6378, Mike, Boeing Tower, wind 300 at 3, runway 32 left at Alpha 11, clear for takeoff.
6378, Mike, I didn't ask for clearance to take off, but I'll take it. Thanks. 32 left, clear for takeoff.
Approaching runway 32 left.
I don't quite know what happened
Entered
there.
runway 32 left. 8,900 feet remaining.
And I'm getting myself rushed here. Alright, 12865 is bugged. Alright, let's get the map up. Alright, 32 left. That looks like our boy.
Seattle Center, Sky High 323
All right,
is
55.
at runway 16, Arcus Island, ready for IFR release.
Sky High 323,
All
Seattle
right,
Center, release for
74.
departure, clearance void if not off in 5 minutes. If not off in 5 minutes, advise center within
Climb
10
to
minutes of
540
intentions.
feet.
Frequency change approved.
Let's go ahead and get our plate up.
Sky High 323, IFR release void in 5, and we'll advise in 10 of intentions. Frequency change, Sky High 323.
Let's make sure we're coordinated here. Climbing for 540. And next 315. Okay, 540. Now we're climbing for Gen X. We're going to stay under 1600 on our way to Gen X. At or below 1600.
November 78 Mike, contact Seattle departure.
Contact Seattle departure. 78 Mike. Seattle departure. Skyhawk 6378 Mike. 1,200 feet climbing via the SID.
November 6378 Mike, Seattle departure, radar contact.
Class Bravo above in 1 point.
Don't care. Okay, looking for 1600 again. Gen X now half a mile.
Olympia Tower, Piper 21116 is
Go ahead.
clear of runway 17.
Put my nose into this so that we don't have to look around, look outside. Okay, 1500. We're going to cross Gen X. I'm going to go ahead and lower our nose just a little bit so we stay 1600, and there's Gen
November
X.
211, correction, November 2116, taxi to parking via Golf, Foxtrot Echo, cross runway 26 at Foxtrot.
And climbing
monitor
again,
ground.
2100.
Taxi via Golf, Foxtrot Echo, cross runway 26 at Foxtrot, monitor ground. Have a good day.
And there's 2100 coming up. And we're on the magenta line. Bring that throttle back.
Destination ATIS is 128.65.
Alright, I'll go ahead and dial up weather.
Temperature 21, dew point 13, altimeter 3022. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. Visual approaches and use read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
16.
Snohomish County Airport, ATIS information, Charlie. 1753 Zulu. Wind variable at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 21. Dew point 13. Altimeter 3022. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right.
Climb and maintain
Visual
3000.
approaches and use read back.
Clear direct pane, climb maintain 3000, 78 Mike. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go 3000, flight plan. I'm going to find my en route PAE.
Sky High 323,
direct.
Seattle center ident.
Activate. There we go. And right turn, climb 3000. And we'll do ourselves a nice standard rate turn to point at PAE. A little bit more. Coordinate that turn. I'm going to expedite that climb. We're going to get back on that course line. Alright, climb for 3000. And 16 right, so that's
Sky High 323, radar
Interesting.
contact, 30 miles south of the Whatcom VOR, climb and maintain 9000.
approach. We'll do the VOR alpha then to 16. There we go, and 2800, 2900. Alright, bring that nose down. Doing too much stuff. And we'll get our cruising RPM here. 3000. Let's trim it out.
November 78 Mike, information Charlie, current at Payne, altimeter 3022.
78 Mike has the weather and information Charlie at Payne 3022. Let's get Payne Tower 132905. Oh, we're a little high. And let's rebug our heading. Nav mode. Altitude hold mode. And autopilot engaged. Seattle departure 6378 Mike, approach request.
November 78 Mike, go ahead.
78 Mike, we'd like the VOR Alpha into Payne starting at Sevely, if possible. Let's go ahead and give it a little more gas.
November 6378 Mike, traffic 12 o'clock, 4 miles eastbound, altitude indicates 2,800, climbing.
6378 Mike, looking for that traffic. Should be crossing my nose here. 78 Mike's got that traffic.
November 78 Mike, Roger, direct Sevely.
Direct Sevely, 78 Mike. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do this. Proc, select departure, or select approach. VOR Alpha at Sevely. Enter. We'll just activate that now. Yes, direct Sevely. Perfect. Okay, Sevely is in 19.5 miles. We're staying at 3,000 feet. The approach procedures tell us that we need to be at 3,000 for the arc. This is what we're doing. We're doing a DME arc here. I'm going to go ahead and set it to heading mode real quick, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and change CDI. We're going to do a little bit of setup here. So CDI. So we want to set it to the radial 031. So we're going to
Class Delta in 5.3 miles.
Doesn't apply to me. 031. There we go. And that'll come into play as we get close to Sevely, but that's going to be how we're going to do fly our DME arc. Is we're going to use that course set to 031. And then we're going to just continue to turn left. We're going to switch the course about 10 degrees left, turn 10 degrees left until the CDI lines up, then another 10, and another 10, and another 10 until we're finally on the final approach course. That's how you fly the DME arc. Okay, 17.3 to Sevely. Let's set up a couple other things because we were a little bit pressed for time there. So let's go ahead and set up our minimums. That's important. There's only one set of minimums for VOR Alpha that's circling minimums, so we're going to go ahead and set Barrow and then set that to, and this takes a long time.
November 2 Romeo Charlie, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
There's 1100. Alright, that's set, and 3022 is set for Payne, and we have, I'm going to go ahead and plug tower in there real quick. So that's tower 132.905 and COM1, because we're going to be asked to switch to that. After that, we're going to want wicks at KPWT, so I'm going to set this to 121.
November 12 Romeo Charlie, Seattle Center, the Yakima altimeter 3008.
Okay, that's good. They might tell us to change to Seattle approach as well. If they do that, we can put that in COM2. Okay, my note here says initial heading 310. That's to remind me that I should steer 310 as I cross Sevely, because that puts me 90 degrees toward the course radial. So it's a nice note to have for yourself so you don't forget. Sevely now 14.5 miles. How's it going there, Robert Blake? All right, on our way. So this is where we've gone so far. You got yourself the departure, the Cobain 1. We were vectored toward the Payne VOR, and then we asked for the VOR Alpha into Payne. Let's go ahead and hide this plate because this isn't right. Procedure, approach, VOR Alpha at Sevely at route. There we go. That's actually what we're doing, just like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch CDI like this because we're a little off. I'm going to go ahead and nav back onto course for Sevely. There we go. It just means that the winds have changed a little
Sky High
bit.
323, contact Seattle approach 120.4.
Okay, TAS is still 112, that's good. Let's look over and check our engine instruments here. Fuel flow's good, pressure and temperature are good, ETVAC's good, plenty of fuel, and battery is charging. I'm not sure you see that because my tablet is up. Let's do
Seattle throws
let's
Sky
do our
High
engine
323,
scan.
level 9,000.
Sky High 323, Seattle approach, Seattle
Fuel
altimeter
flow's good,
3020.
pressure, temperature, EGT,
2020,
back
thank you.
are all good. Fuel quantity is still looking good, and 28 volts and 4 amps, positive charge. There you go, engine scan complete. 11.4 miles to Sevely. And I should have turned my pitot heat on. I didn't do that because it's a beautiful day and ain't nothing going to happen, but it's still good to do for your IFR flying. Oh, look. Look. Pitot heat must be on when operating below 40 in instrument meteorological conditions. Aha, we are IFR, we're instrument flight rules. We are not in IMC. It is not instrument meteorological conditions. How do I know that? It's beautiful out. That's how I know that. So anyway, whoa, a little bit of turbulence there. Got a little bit of a boost. All right, 10 miles to Sevely. Now let's talk about this. So here's how this approach is going to work. We'll go ahead and talk on the tablet real quick. We're going to cross Sevely at 3,000. We're going to turn heading 310. We're going to do twist 10, turn 10 to fly the arc all the way around. Yavor is the intermediate fix. We're keeping that 9 DME the entire way. I'm going to go ahead and do PFD options. DME and bearing 1. That'll help us out a little bit. Anyway, as we approach Yavor, we're going to turn in on the final approach fix, which is 160, and at that time we can begin our descent to 1500. So once we pass Yavor, we can begin our descent to 1500. We need to cross Zelig at 1500, and then we can begin our descent to minimums. Once we cross Zelig, we can descend down to minimums. We descend to minimums, and we stay at minimums of 1,100 feet until we are at the missed approach point, which is Zukri. The MAP is Zukri. Let's be sure that that's absolutely true.
Number 6378, Mike, cross Sevely at 3,000, cleared VOR Alpha approach, expect runway 34 left.
Cross Sevely at 3,000, cleared the VOR Alpha, expect 34 left. We'd like to request a missed approach, or excuse me, low approach, runway 16, and then going missed.
November 6378, Mike, you can expect that.
78 Mike. Okay. All right, so he was going to have a circle. but we're not going to do that. We're going to do a low approach 1.6 and then go mist and get out of there. We're not going to have any wheels touching asphalt at this airport today. We have been cleared for the approach, which means we can fly it as it's published here. We haven't been asked to report in. We haven't been asked to do anything other than cross at 3,000 and then begin the approaches. It's been published, so great. That's awesome, right? In any case, let's talk about the rest of this approach. We'll put across Sevely, which is about 6 miles away. We're going to start that left turn. 310 degrees is our initial heading. We're going to be flying green needles with DME, staying at 9 DME as we go around the arc. Now, once we're at Yavor, we're going to turn in on the final approach course, 160. We get a descent to 1,500 until we hit Zelig, 1,500 to Zelig. Zelig, we can go down to 1100, which is our minimums, and we fly that until Sucre, which is 0.1 DME. It's 1/10 of a mile from the Payne VOR. That is our mist approach point. At that point, we're going to execute the mist. Here's the mist procedure. Climbing right turn. So we're going to climb out to the west to 2000 on heading 260, and the Payne VOR DME radial 236. So 260 until you intercept the 236 radial, and then to Asepo, which is 9 miles away from the VOR, and hold at Asepo. And the Asepo hold entry looks like it's going to be a direct entry. So we're going to go 260, pick up the 236, direct entry Asepo, and hold. Okay? And that's what we expect to do because we are expecting to go mist. That is how it is going to work. All right, my friends. Now, as I said, Sevely.
Phoenix Ground Challenger 1 Alpha Delta coming out of Cutter with
green needles.
Hotel ready to
Since
taxi.
we're on nav now, I'm gonna set the heading bug to 310, which is our initial heading. That's going to be our reference point. As soon as we cross Sevely, I'm going to go ahead and
November 1 Alpha Delta,
heading
Phoenix Ground
mode.
are able to accept runway 25
Green
left
needles.
at Hotel 7.
Hey, firm, we can take 25 left at Hotel 7 for 1 Alpha Delta.
November 1 Alpha Delta, runway 25 left at Hotel
All right,
7,
3 miles,
taxi via Hotel
3 miles
7.
to the initial approach fix.
Hotel,
We're gonna
Hotel
slow
7,
down
55
to
left,
90
1 Alpha
knots
Delta.
because we fly our approaches at 90 knots. Okay, who's ready, huh? Let's rock. Two miles to Sevely. Let's take a look over here on this guy. Ah, you can see that right there. Sevely's right there. All right, remember the order of operations. Ooh. Boy, it is. There is some power in the sky today because this thing just wants to go faster than 90. I just cannot get it to slow down. All right, well, that'll have to do. 1.3 miles to Sevely. One mile. Flying that 90 knots. We're actually doing pretty good on that. Trying to keep that up somewhere between 1900 and 2100. Normally there's 2100 in the airplanes I fly, but 2100 for whatever reason here is giving us way too much speed. So I'm just trying to hold 90 something best I can. It is not easy. Okay, there it is. Sevely has been crossed. Heading mode is engaged. CDI to green needles. All right, we're going to go ahead, course knob to the left, 2-1, and heading to the left, 300, and fly that arc. 8.8 nautical miles. All right, and you can see that we're actually getting blown a little bit off course here. We're getting with the way the wind is, so I'm going to go ahead. Turn it 5 degrees to the right so I don't end up cutting this arc too tight. 8.8 DME on the arc. You can see that right here. All right. Got that VOR. Watching for the DME. I'm not going to do anything else yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and do course minus 10. But I'm going to turn heading 300 in just a minute. I'm watching for that DME to bump up to about 8.9. There it is. Okay, 5 degrees left. There we go. And we should see that DME bump up again to a 9.0. And at that point I'll take another 5 degrees heading change. DME should bump up to 9.0 right about now. Yep, sure enough. Alright. Another 5 degrees heading change. And we'll bump the course. Bump the course by 1. And we'll do 10 degrees heading change and see how we do with that. We're going a little slow. Give it some more gas. Okay, 3,000 until we cross Yavor. Once we cross Yavor, we can come down to 1,500. So I'll go ahead and pre-bug for 1,500.
November 12 Romeo Charlie, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
RPM back, we're going too fast. Okay, DME's good at 9.
Phoenix Tower, number 1 Alpha Delta, short of 25 left, ready to go.
November 1 Alpha to Phoenix Tower, wind 200 at 6, runway 25 left at Hotel 7, clear for takeoff.
Okay, there's the
25 left at Hotel 7, clear for takeoff. November 1
heading
Alpha
left
Delta.
10, course left 10. Keep flying that arc. Okay, Yavor, 3 miles. Yavor is our signal to turn onto final approach course. We're going to cross Yavor and then turn on to 160. That's radial 340. And we can do another 10 degrees here. Okay, we're a little slow. More RPMs, please. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do another 10 left. And there's 341. That's going to be our reciprocal course. I'm going to go ahead alter it to be 061 or 160, excuse me. And then that's going to tell us left turn to get on the final approach course. You see how that works? Kind of cool, huh? Alright, still looking good at 9 on the DME. It's going to be a left turn. And then we can go down to our bugged altitude of 1,500 once we cross Yavor. So Yavor's here in 1 mile. I'm going to go ahead and make that turn at about 0.3 miles. Actually, do I really want to do that? Maybe 0.5. How about that? 0.5 to Yavor.
November 1 Alpha Delta, contact departure.
Departure 1 Alpha Delta.
I hate the flight director. I just want it to go away. Why won't it go away? Alright, let's go ahead and turn. 1.
Phoenix departure number 1 Alpha
60.
Delta, 4,900 for 8 via the SID.
November 1 Alpha Delta, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain level 210.
And
Climb and maintain 210, 1 Alpha Delta.
Down. RPM's way down. We're going to go ahead and do VS mode, nose down, 500 feet. 500 feet a minute. And we go ahead and switch to nav mode, VOR, autopilot. I want to slow those RPMs down. We need to be flying this at 90 knots, not some speed demon here. So, okay, we've got VS mode, 500 feet a minute descent, 1,500 is the bugged altitude. We're flying VOR, final approach course is 160. That's exactly how it's been published. We have 5 miles to Zelig. At Zelig, we can descend to 1,100 feet. That is just hideous. Okay. Alright, so Zelig is 4.4 miles away. At Zelig, we can descend to 1,100 feet. Those are our minimums. We keep 1,100 feet until we hit Zucker, which is 0.1 nautical miles from the VOR. At that point, we go missed. We should expect to be told to contact tower in just a second.
November 78 Mike, contact Payne Tower.
Contact Payne Tower, 78 Mike. Payne Tower, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 2,300 feet on the VOR Alpha.
November 6378 Mike, Payne Tower, report missed.
Roger, 78 Mike, we will report missed. Alright. Coming down now, Zelig, 2.8 miles. Let's go ahead and vertical speed a little bit more aggressive. Let's lose a little bit more altitude. We want to get down to 1,500 before we cross Zelig. We got 500 feet to lose. Okay, speed looks good, flying at 90 knots. Okay, let's take a look. Remember here, the missed approach procedure is going to be a right turn 260, then 236. Now, one of my instructors taught me a really great trick, and that is, even if you're flying this thing with green needles, you are allowed to do the missed approach on purple needles. And it's a lot easier to do this on purple needles than it is to do it with green needles. The missed approach just, it requires just too much going on. So, switch it over to purple, and you'll have a lot easier time of it. Okay, there's 1,500. We're going to go ahead and bring the RPMs back up to hold that 90 knots. I'm going to go ahead and pre-bug for 1,100, which is going to be our minimums. There you go. Can't go down to 1,100 until we cross Zelig. Zelig is 0.7 miles. Still on VOR navigation mode. Zelig now half a mile. A little more power. Okay, Zelig's at intercept. We're at Zelig. We're going to go ahead and do vertical speed, minus 500. Down we come. Let's keep that speed nice and low, 1 notch flaps. We treat this like we are going to land. That's how we do this. Okay, we're not going to go missed once we hit 1,100.
November 1 Alpha Delta, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
We're going to go down to 1,100. And we're going
3432
to stay at
1 Alpha
1,100.
Delta.
We're going to stay at 1,100 until we cross Zucker. Zucker is the missed approach point. Okay, coming down to minimums, coming down to minimums. Want to see what this looks like? That's what this looks like. I'm not supposed to be lined up with the runway, and I'm not. This is an offset approach.
November 1 Alpha Delta, Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain level 410.
Okay, RPM's up. Flying until we hit Zucker.
500.
That's 0.1 from the DME. 0.1. We're not at Zucker yet. Now, we have the right, as the pilot, we can execute a missed approach anytime that we deem it unsafe, or we're not going to hit the we're not going to be able to descend to the runway. But for the purposes of training, to fly it right, to fly it by the book, we don't touch
Walker
it
380 Albuquerque Center, roger.
Until we hit Zucker. Zucker now in 0.2 miles. 0.1. Missed approach. Cram, power up, climb, nose up, clean, flaps up. Click, suspend, right turn 260. Payne Tower 6378 Mike, going missed.
November 6378 Mike, roger. Fly the published missed approach, contact Seattle departure 120.4.
Fly the published miss, contact Seattle departure 120.4, 78 Mike. Seattle departure, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 1700 feet, flying the published missed approach from Payne.
November 6378 Mike, Seattle departure, radar contact, say intentions.
6378 Mike, we'd like to do one lap in the hold and then pick up a pop-up clearance to Bremerton.
November 6378 Mike, no delay expected in the hold, report ready.
We'll report, 78 Mike. Alright, and we're climbing for 2,000. We overclumb. We will descend. We will descend. Push that nose 2.5 degrees down, lower the throttle. Why we're still popping up, I do not understand. Alright, we're going to go ahead and set alt mode now 2000. Alt mode 2000. And a little more throttle. And nav mode. And that's the intercept with intercept with the 236 radial. See, it's easier with purple needles. You're just flying the course. Head altitude, yes, nose up, a little bit of power.
NorCal approach, Skylane 5148 Yankee over Sacramento International, 5,500 VFR request.
3,000. Alright, we'll go ahead and do our cruising RPMs here.
November 5148 Yankee, NorCal approach, go ahead.
Yeah, we'd like a flight following, cruising altitude 5,500. We're a 182 Skylane / Gulf. Destination is Auburn, and that's Alpha Uniform November.
November 5148 Yankee, squawk 6363.
Alright, let's take a look real quick.
6363 for Yankee.
So the Asepo hold here, 236 and 056, this is actually a green needle hold. It's meant to be 1 minute. You time it on the outbound so the inbound is 1 minute. With the GPS, it's set up to do it at that timing. I can run a timer really quick just to show you. Let's see how well it works, huh? We're going to go ahead and enter the hold here at Asepo. We'll turn and we'll go outbound. It'll start a timer. We'll see if it's about 1 minute. We'll come inbound. I'll start a timer. We'll see if it's a minute. If that's the case, we're going to do one full lap of the racetrack. That's very important that we do that. Now, the instructor might say, hey, I need you to fly this using green needles.
Sky High 323, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
I'll go ahead.
26.6 for Sky High 323 today.
I can show you that. So
November 5148 Yankee, radar contact
heading
5 miles north of the Sacramento Capital Airport. The
heading mode.
Capital altimeter 29908.
Course inbound 236.
29908 for Yankee, thanks.
There's the course inbound 236. I'm going to go ahead and turn. Heading 236. There's Asepo. There you go, we're lined up, nice and easy. As soon as we cross Asepo, you're going to see
Sky High
a
323 Seattle Center, Wenatchee, altimeter 3006. Advise when you have the weather and no TAM, stay approach request.
Excuse me, it's 236. What am I doing? Well, let's watch what happens anyway. And I'm going to alter course by about 3 degrees because there's a little bit of wind. Let's call it 4 degrees, a little bit of wind here. Oh right, it's DME. It's not Asepo's not a VOR fix. There's not a course reversal. What am I talking about? Okay, there's 9 miles. We're going to go heading reciprocal 056, right turn. why it wants to be so aggressive in the turn like that. That's really not great. You really want to be doing a standard rate turn. You don't want to be doing this kind of like, you know, crazy too much turning here. Oh well. And we're going to correct by about 3 degrees. We'll start that timer. Again, course 236. Hold 2000. There's 30 seconds.
Sky High 323, roger.
You can see we're not really getting too far away from where we started here, about halfway around the racetrack, and so that crab angle's looking pretty good.
Aircraft calling unreadable.
Okay, 50, 51, 52, 53. I'm going to go ahead and take it myself because that last turn was just not acceptable to me. There we go. Nice standard rate turn. And we're going to want to hold that nose up just a little bit.
Phoenix approach, Viper November 6272 Papa, do you copy?
There you go.
Aircraft calling 4x5, go ahead.
2000. Standard rate turn. You can see that little, you can see the little pink is just touching that second bar. That's what we want. That's a standard rate turn. And you can see that's making us, that's curving us around the racetrack nice and easy. Now we're about to go on the wrong side of the wrong side of the hold, so I'm going to actually overturn just a little bit. That's why you need all that room on the racetrack. We're a little low. I'm going to overshoot the fix just a little bit, overshoot the line just a little bit to get on the holding side. And
NorCal approach, Skylane 514 Yankee, we're starting our descent like a cancel.
Wow.
November 5148 Yankee, we're very rudely stepped
Yeah, we'll cancel flight following, we're descending 514 Yankee.
November 5148 Yankee, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, appreciate the help, happy day.
Alright, and a SEPO now 34. We'll go ahead and go back to pink needles. And nav mode and AP. And once we hit this, it should start a turnaround. Okay, fun. Well, and you can do that for as long as you want. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go to my scratch pad. We're going to get ready to copy a clearance over to Bremerton. KPWT. Seattle departure, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, established in the hold of SEPO. IFR request.
November 78 Mike, standby.
That's why you tell them what you want to do. They might not be ready.
Sky High 323 cleared to the Wenatchee Airport after Allensburg.
Let's look at that. That's
336
pretty nice.
wind direct.
Very close to a standard rate turn. Very nice. Just chilling. And there we go.
Sky High 323 after Ellensburg, Victor 336 direct, Quint direct.
Oh, look at how perfect that
Sky High
GPS
323,
flies
read that correct? November 78 Mike, climb and maintain 5,000.
Climb, maintain 5,000. 78 Mike. All right.
Phoenix approach, November 6272 Papa, do you copy?
November 6378 Mike, clear to the Bremerton Airport via direct low foul, Victor 287 Juvga direct, maintain 5,000.
Clear to the Bremerton Airport, direct low foul, then Victor 287 Juvga direct, maintain 5,000. Can I get a spelling on Juvga?
Juvga, Julia Uniform Victor Golf Alpha.
Class Bravo above in 3.
Roger, 78 Mike. Proceed direct low foul.
78 Mike, read back correct.
Direct to low foul. Alright, GPS 8P FLC, climbing 5,000 at 76 knots. Climb is looking good. We have low foul plugged, 10 miles. Let's go ahead and
approach, November 6272 Papa, do you copy?
let's go ahead and do
Aircraft
our...
calling 555. Any further radio checks? 123.45, both radios.
Roger, apologies. It's November 6272 Papa, we're 3 miles north of Phoenix VOR, 5,000 feet. Requesting for following destination regional. And permission to cross into a Bravo space.
KPWT, Bremerton. Okay.
November 6272 Papa, remain outside Phoenix Bravo airspace, squawk 6543.
6543 for 6272 Bravo will remain out of the Bravo airspace. 6272 Papa.
Okay, we'll do low foul and then Juvga. I don't know Juvga.
November 6378 Mike, advise when you have the weather and no TAMs at Bremerton, say approach request when able.
Roger, 78 Mike, we'll get the weather for you, and we would like the RNAV 20 into Bremerton. Our intentions would be to circle and then go mist. Lots going on.
November 6378 Mike, cross low foul at or above 3,400, cleared RNAV runway 20, approach Bremerton.
Cross low foul at or above 3,400, cleared the RNAV 20 approach into Bremerton, 78 Mike.
Sky High 323, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
So a couple of things here. Flight plan, we'll get rid of Juvga because that doesn't matter. And the proc into, use the RNAV 20 at low foul.
Sky High 323, Seattle Center, roger.
And we'll do minimums in a minute here. Let's
November
go ahead.
6272 Papa, radar contact 35 miles south of the Payson DME. Say your destination again.
Okay, we're going down.
We're flying to Phoenix Regional, Alpha 39.
We're going to start our descent.
November 72 Papa, roger, Phoenix altimeter 29904.
Alright, let's check this out. Plates are now. We're doing a circling approach. Circling minimums are 1300, so we're going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and activate this now. Direct low fall, we know we're doing that. We're descending to 3,400, that's bugged. And we're going to go ahead and go timer ref and set our minimums to 1300. Okay, that's set. Whew.
Phoenix 6272 Papa, are we clearing to the Bravo or not yet?
Alright, low fall, 4 miles. Coming down to 3,400. Let's go ahead and get...
Here's the aircraft requesting IFR clearance, Scott.
Sky high 811.
Clear. Hide plate. KPWT.
Sky high 811, Prescott clearance, cleared to the Lake Havasu Airport, wind speed 2 departure, Mumpty transition, then as filed. Maintain 10 frequency 133.57, squawk 5322.
I'll have to get the weather another way. 1800
Whiskey departure, Mont transition, then as filed, 10,000, frequency 133.57, squawk 5322, sky high 811.
Calm.
Sky high 811, read back correct.
Okay, that's 3,400. We are going to power up and hit 90 knots for this approach. 2.3 miles to low fall.
At approach, November 6272 Papa, just confirming we're clear to the Bravo.
Unicom 12305.
November 6272 Papa, remain outside Phoenix Bravo airspace.
Roger, we'll remain outside for the meantime. 60.
Seattle departure, Skyhawk 6378. Mike, letting you know we've got the weather at Bremerton. set in the barrow, crossing low fall 3,400 and onto the approach. So we're going to hold 3,400 until we cross Gittree. And at that point we can come down to 2,500 until we cross Wumox. Wumox is the
Challenger 1 Alpha Delta, contact Denver Center
glide slope intercept.
127.02.
If we were using LPV, we're going to do circling minimums instead, so we'll be able to come down from 2,500 down to 1,300.
1 Alpha Delta, read back correct.
I'm going to use 2.5 nautical miles to runway 20 as the point where I'll go visual, and that's when I'll make my circling move. I'm going to go ahead and go left turn and to enter right pattern for downwind. Reason why? I want to hide
1 Alpha Delta, Denver Center, good morning.
VFR, right pattern. Oop, stop it, Charles. Right pattern for runway 2. So we're going to be coming in like this. It's going to be a left turn into right pattern like that. I'm going to go ahead and get all the way on to final 02, and then I'm going to do an early crosswind and go mist and get out of here. All right, so let's go ahead and go back.
Go ahead, 323, cross Quintet above 8,000, cleared VOR Alpha approach.
All right, and procedure approach 20 IF. All right, and the plate's back. Okay, 3,400. We're on our way to Gittree. 10 miles. 10 miles to Gittree.
Destination AWAS is 121.2.
I already got you, friend. I already know what the weather is there. Winds are calm. Alright, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do something called partial panel. This is fun. Watch this. BFD display. Manual. I can't see anything. Your display died. What do? You hit the big red button that says display backup. Alright.
Prescott ground, sky high 811.
There we go.
General aviation, north
ramp, request taxi, IFR departure, which uniform?
The reason this matters is you
Sky
have
11
to learn,
Prescott ground, runway 21 left,
you have to
taxi via
learn what to
Charlie.
do if you don't have your
21 left, taxi via
full
Charlie,
GPS
Sky
copy.
High 811.
Why can't I turn this flight director off? It makes me so mad. Anyway, all right, we're going to be using this this guy now. So looking over to my right, steering. My left, I mean, I say steering, but like I'm flying this thing on autopilot. It's not ideal. I should be doing more of this flying, hand flying myself, but I'm really focusing. I'm trying to focus on the nav details, making sure I'm ahead of the charts and all that. So let's see, 12305. That's going to be that. We're going to go ahead. While we've got this, we're going to tune 12775 because we know we're going back to Boeing Field after this. We're going to go ahead and get our next comm plugged in. There you go. And that's going to be the AWAS or the ATIS at Boeing Field. 5.5 miles to Gitry. At Gitry, we can come down to 2,500. So I'll go ahead and bug that real quick. 2,500. That's going to be our next altitude that we bugged. Fuel flow, oil pressure, temperature, EGT, vac are good. Fuel quantity is good. Battery is charging. And we're trying to hold that 90 knots, but it's not so easy. We got an 11 knot tailwind this way, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, 4.3. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of work here on the, I'm going to hit my PFD options real quick. I'm going to clean my display up a little bit. DME off, bearing 1 off. There we go. There, that's nice. What's it look like outside? Oh, pretty cool. It's a beautiful day, of course it is. And we're still going too fast. We'll bring that RPM back down. Trying to hit 90 knots. Trying to hit 90. It's tricky. Okay, 3.3 miles to Gitry. Let's talk about what happens once we go missed approach, climb to 4,000 direct, C-BOD and on track 170 to Caro and hold. Let's take a look at our flight plan, make sure that's accurate. Okay, Gitry to Wumox to runway 20, missed approach, C-BOD and then Caro, missed approach hold point. Yep, that's correct. Oop, whoa. More power please, more power please. Let's speed it up. Power, speed it up. Alright, Gitry down 1.7. This is really wild. I don't know what is going on here. Let's get some more of that. Get some of that speed going. Okay, intermediate fix Gitry coming up.
Walker 380, contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
Okay, Gitry now less than a mile. At Gitry, it's going to be a right turn. On 197.
Sky High 811, holding short, runway 21 left, IFR departure.
Sky High 11 Prescott Tower, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff, wind 220 at 10, gusting 17.
Alright.
Clear for takeoff, runway 21 left, Sky High 811.
And VS nose down, 500, and we'll fly the profile, drop the RPMs down, fly that 90 knots. Down we come, 2,500 is the target. 5 miles, we have to lose 1,000 feet. We should be able to do that at minus 500. And we're trying to hit that 90 knots.
Walker 380, Albuquerque Center, hello. November 6378, Mike, how will this approach terminate?
6378 Mike, we'd like to circle 02 and then we will go missed. And while we're on our way flying the published mist, we'd like to open a IFR to Boeing Field.
Okay, so we'll figure everything out with going to Boeing Field after. I just wanted to know how the approach terminated. Report your missed approach on this frequency, change to advisory frequency approved.
Understand, we'll report missed back here, change to advisory frequency 78 Mike.
Skyhigh 323, report cancellation of IFR or missed approach in the air on this frequency or on the ground on 122.2.
All right. Let's see, we are 5 miles north, 10 miles north, and COM 1. Bremerton traffic, Cessna 6378 Mike, 10 miles north, on the instrument approach straight in, runway 20. We'll be maneuvering to enter right downwind 02 Bremerton. Coming down 2,500. We're going way too fast. RPM's down. Okay, 2,600. All right, 100 feet to 2,500. We'll go ahead and power up. 2,500. Next altitude is going to be minimums of 1,300. .7 miles to the final approach fix. RPM's down. Try to stay at 90 knots. There's a lot going on with this tailwind. It is just banging me around. Half a mile. All right. Drop those RPMs. Flaps 10. Vertical speed minus 500. Nose down. 1,300. All right, next thing we're looking for is 2.5 nautical miles to runway 20 is going to be the visual descent point, so we're going to be looking for that next. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike is on a 5-mile straight in, runway 20. Going to be maneuvering to enter right downwind, runway 02 Bremerton. Bring that RPM down. Coming down now to 1,300. 5 miles. Pattern altitude is 1,400. Okay, out of 2,000 for 1,300. Those are our circling minimums. .500 feet to minimums. Looking for the visual descent point, 2.5 nautical miles out, 1 mile to the VDP.
3-mile final runway 20.
Bremerton traffic, Cessna 6378 Mike's on a 3-mile straight in runway 20, maneuvering to enter right downwind 02 Bremerton. 300 to minimums. Half a mile to the VDP. .100 to minimums. Visual descent point. Going to go ahead and set altitude for TPA of 1,400, taking it manual. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike is 2 miles north of the field, maneuvering to enter right downwind 02 Bremerton. Okay, we're going to circle. Set my heading for 02. We're going to cut 30 degrees left. Staying at 1400. Trying to fly 90 knots here. Here's 1400. And cutting around looking for traffic. Looking for traffic. Eyes open. Eyes open. Anybody out here? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, we're a little high. 1500. Nose over. Right turn. Bremerton traffic. Skyhawk 6378 Mike entering the right downwind. Runway 02. Bremerton. And we want to bring it around so we're exact reciprocal. We want to be on heading 02, and we want to be bringing that altitude down to TPA. I've already blown it by over 180 feet, which isn't great, so. But we also were able to make sure there wasn't any traffic or anything like that, so that's good. All right, 1440. Not bad. A little bit of a crosswind blowing us away from the runway, but not terrible. Okay, holding at 1400 TPA. That's the altitude that we're going to be at. That's our pattern. We're flying the reciprocal of the runway. We're slipping a little bit below. Let's not do that. A little more power. Okay, we're about to cross the approach numbers off our right wing. Okay, I got the numbers. Flaps are 10. Both. Fuel shutoffs in. Mixture is lean as required for ground. Lights are as required. Keys are in both. Master's on. Plenty of fuel. Seatbelts are fastened. Okay, before landing checks complete, we're at that 1400. We're watching for 02 numbers to be off of our right 45. And then we'll turn right base. Alright, right turn. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, turning right base, runway 02, Bremerton. Alright, we're below 85 knots, flaps 20. We're turning, we've got that 90-degree reciprocal heading bug off our side there, that's good. Okay, there's the airport. Keep that heading bug right there. We're going to want to lose some altitude. Flying this at about 70 knots. And we're looking for the moment to turn. That moment is now. Right turn. Keep flaps 20. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, turning final, runway 02, Bremerton. And flaps 30. Push through, aiming for 65. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike's on short final runway 02. We will be doing a low approach, turning early right crosswind and departing to the south, Bremerton.
500.
And the instructor goes, "Oh my God, you just can't see, you lost everything, you can't see, missed approach, all right, cram, power, climb, nose up, clean, flaps 30, flaps 1 away, positive climb, flaps 2 away, above 70 knots, flaps 3 away, clean configuration, climbing, we're going to climb to 1500 feet, right turn. Go ahead and hit the suspend button. Okay, that's going to go ahead and give us that missed approach. Climb into 1500. Bremerton traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike going around runway 02, turning early right crosswind, and will be departing to the south, Bremerton. Right turn. Keep climbing. And it's right turn 4000. Climb 4000. Seattle departure, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 2,040 feet, flying the published mist from Bremerton.
November 6378 Mike, Seattle departure, ident.
6378 Mike, ident.
November 6378 Mike, radar contact 25 miles northwest of the McCord TAC and say intentions.
6378 Mike, we'd like to open a pop-up IFR to Boeing Field.
November 6378 Mike, roger, clear to the Boeing Field Airport via right turn direct, climb and maintain 4000.
Clear to Boeing Field, right turn direct, climb maintain 4000, 78 Mike. Alright.
78 Mike, I imagine you have an approach request, so advise current with Golf and that approach request.
Roger, we'll get the weather and information Golf and be back to you with an approach request. 78 Mike. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to hit flight plan and...
November 1 Alpha Delta, Denver is landing south, descends via the T-bar 3 arrival.
Direct to, and I'm going to hit this little guy. I'm trying to hit this little guy. KBFI, enter 067. Oh. Okay, I got a couple things that I got to do. Number one, I'm going to hit nav mode, and then I'm going to go ahead and even out at 4,000 feet. Then I got to get the weather. I got to clean up this this PFD and turn it back on. We're just doing a piece at a time here. Okay, we're going to get the RPMs back to where they need to be. We're evening out 4,000 now. Okay, nav mode, APN Alt. Menu, PFD display. Auto. Oh, thank you. Good lord. And display backup off. Okay, that's good. PFD is fixed. Direct KBFI 17.4. We're 4,000 and we're en route KBFI. We can clean everything up, but later we need
Boeing
weather
King
right
County
now.
Airport. ATIS Information Golf. 1853 Zulu. Wind 310 between 290 and 360 at 8.
Walker
Visibility
390, just going to
10.
maintain
Sky
1,000.
conditions
Sorry
clear.
to bring you down. You're
Temperature
climbing to 15,
23.
but I got to have you at 12,000 in a few miles anyways.
Altimeter 3019er. Arriving and departing runways 32 left, 32 right.
Thanks.
Visual approaches in use. Simultaneous approaches between Boeing Field and Seattle International. Expect aircraft above you on final. Reset all runway assignments and hold ORD instructions.
Sky 811 Prescott clearance cleared to the Lake Havasu Airport. Winsky to departure. Multi transmission that has filed. Maintain 10,000. Expect 14,000. 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.57. Squawk 6473.
Alright, we're going to fix this.
Clear to Lake Havasu, Whiskey to departure on transition, Venus filed 10,000, expect 14,000, 10 minutes after departure, 133.57, squawk 6473, Sky High 811.
Sky High 811, route back, correct.
Seattle departure, Skyhawk 6378 Mike. We've got weather and information, Golf and Boeing Field. We'd like to request the ILS 32 left approach.
November 6378 Mike, roger. Fly present heading, vectors for the ILS 32 left approach.
Fly present heading, expect vectors for the ILS 32 left into Boeing 78 Mike. Alright, KVFI approach, ILS 32 left. Alright, this is a fun one.
Prescott ground, sky high 811, ready to taxi, IFR departure.
Alright,
Sky high 811 Prescott ground, where are you parked?
Hit
General aviation, holding short of taxiway.
Activate.
Charlie 4.
No.
You said you're holding short of Charlie or Charlie 4?
Charlie. Sky high 811.
Heading.
Roger, there's a lot of GA parking short of Charlie, so just if you can figure out where exactly you're parked and call me back, I'd appreciate it.
We're going to stay that heading. Don't change your heading. Don't go direct lacquer. Change your
Bravo
heading.
and Juliet.
Expect
Sky high
vectors.
811.
Okay, we're going to clear.
Sky 811, there is
Clear.
no Juliet at Prescott.
KBFI procedure. Approach 32 left. Lacquer, add to route. Okay, there we go.
Walker 390, contact Seattle approach 125.6. Yes, Sky High 811, I'm not seeing you wherever you're parked on the field. You got to give me an accurate description, or just tell me where exactly you're parked. You know, if you're parked at an FBO or by a fuel pump or something, just let me know where exactly you're parked on the field.
Sky high 811, general aviation, northwest area. And according to my diagram, I have this intersection here between Bravo, Juliet, Charlie 4. On my diagram, I have Juliet as a continuation of Charlie 4.
Sky 811, there is, as far as I'm aware, no Juliet, unless the taxi was open recently and I wasn't told anything. There's no Juliet at Prescott. And again, the North GA doesn't tell me where you're parked. There are several GA parking positions at Prescott all around the field, even in the north part of the field.
Woo-wee. All right. We're heading this way, and we're going to expect vectors. It's going to be interesting because we're headed right for the field.
So approach Walker 390, level 2000.
Walker 390, Seattle approach, Seattle altimeter 3020, information Golf current, expect the visual approach to runway 34 right.
Yeah, Golf, I'll expect visual 34 right, Walker 390.
We'll keep that speed up a little bit here because we want to get home. Okay, we're flying the heading. We're in heading mode. Flying the heading.
November 6378 Mike, turn right heading 100.
Turn right heading 100, 78 Mike. There you go. Rover Vash on.
November 6272 Papa, no traffic observed between you and your destination. Radar service terminated. Squawk VFR, change to advisory frequency approved.
Change of adventure approved, and have a good afternoon, sir. 6272 Papa.
That's a 19.
Squawk VFR as well, please.
Look at that,
Squawk
like
VFR.
19 knot crosswind for a second there. They're getting some wind shear. Alright. Now, we haven't been cleared to Lacquer. That's not where we're going. Chances are they're going to give us something between...
Walker 3D, roger.
Something between Lacquer and the final approach fix at Duane. And we'll probably be asked to descend as well, but we're probably going to
Prescott ground, sky high 811.
Seattle Airport, then descend.
Ramp, general aviation hangar, holding short of taxiway Bravo, ready to taxi, IFR.
Okay, short of Bravo helps a lot. Sky High 811, runway 21 left, taxi via Bravo 4 Charlie.
It's tough all over, I'm telling you.
Taxi via Bravo 4 Charlie, Sky High 811, runway 21 left.
Alright, we're going over the sound here. There's somebody below us. Wonder who that is. Let's take a look. Down there somewhere. He's climbing. Somewhere. Oh, there he is, right there. Okay, 11 miles to Lacquer, which we are not going to. Seattle Airport's going to be just in front of us here. This is not where we're going to be landing. We're going to be landing over to the left at Boeing. We're in the class Bravo, but that's okay. We're flying IFR. We're allowed to do that. We're following ATC instructions. Okay, IBFI. Let's make sure that that's correct. IBFI 110.9. Yes, it's supposed to be ICHJ, but that's okay. We're going to be flying the final approach course, which is 315.
Walker 380, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
Course 315. There we go. That's set. Course 315. Lacquer, then Duane, then runway 32 left. That's correct. Lacquer is above 2600. Duane is above 1800. So we're going to continue on this vector.
Walker 388, Albuquerque Center, descend and maintain 1000, Roswell altimeter 3004. Advise of concurrent with the automated weather and NOTAMs and approach request. Walker 380, cross Chisholm at or above 6000, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 21 approach.
Effective August 9th. Oh my, not monitored. Uh-oh. Glide path not monitored. That's not good. Expect expiration. Is that for real? Huh? Hand ID light not in service? Okay. And we're crossing over Seattle now. I expect we'll hear a descent instruction in like a second.
November 6378, Mike, turn right heading 140, descend and maintain 3000.
Turn right heading 140, descend and maintain 3000. 78 Mike. 140, altitude, descend and maintain 3000.
Prescott Tower, Sky High 811,
mode,
holding
VS
short of
minus
runway
500.
21 left, IFR.
And back
Sky High 811,
spots.
Prescott Tower, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
Okay, right turn
Sky High
140,
811.
descending 3000
Walker
feet.
390, descend and maintain 5000.
The 5000, Walker 390.
Okay, let's not get too fast. Pulling that RPM back, losing a little bit of speed. Okay, coming down to 3000. Flying these vectors. We're going to get spun around here. We're going to get spun around and get cleared for the approach eventually. Do this thing that we're supposed to do. This flight plan here. Probably going to be the Lacquer to Duane would be my guess. So I'd probably just hit menu and do activate leg. You don't do activate vectors to final because Bruce gets mad.
Class Delta below.
Yep, I know. Now out of 3,400 for 3,000. Okay, that speed's looking decent for an approach speed. Okay, out of 3,300. Let's get our minimum set. That's one thing we didn't do.
Sky High 811, contact departure.
Contact departure, Sky
It's an ILS, we're going all the way down to the ground. 453, we'll set it to 460.
Sky High 811 at 6,000, climbing 10,000.
Sky High 811, Phoenix departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13,000.
Climb and maintain 13,000, Sky High 811.
Set for 460, and there's 3,000 feet. Power up. $3,000 feet.
Walker 390, descend and maintain 3,000 and report CTAC in sight.
And 3,000, I'll report CTAC in sight, Walker 390.
Walker 390, you are parking at the terminal, right? Is 34 right fine for you?
Affirmative, with terminal and 34 right's fine, Walker 390.
Roger.
Roger. I see ICHJ has now come up, so we now have the correct designation on the localizer. Course 315, that's what we expect.
Sky High 811, contact Albuquerque Center 128.45.
90 knots, nice.
128.45, Sky High 811.
And more RPMs here.
November 6378 Mike, turn left, heading 050.
Turn left, heading 050, 78 Mike. Alright, left turn. Plug in a little bit of rudder here.
Sky High 811, Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain 14,000.
Zero 50. Get that 90 back. Go.
CTAC in sight for Walker 390.
Pretty cool
Walker
shape,
390 stellar, cleared visual approach, runway 34 right.
Clear visual 34 right, Walker 390.
Alright, 3,000 feet, looking good.
November 1 Alpha Delta, contact Denver approach 120.35.
There's a little bit of a left to right here on the crosswind, so I expect a pretty good headwind when we come on in. Should be a nice smooth landing.
November 6378 Mike, turn left heading 350, join the localizer.
Left turn heading 350, join the localizer, 78 Mike. Alright. Okay, we're going to do
Denver approach, good morning, November 1 Alpha Delta, descending to the T-bar, flight level 222, I'd like to put the ILS 17 right on request if possible.
November 1 Alpha Delta, Denver approach, good morning, and of course the Denver altimeter 3014 and advise current with X-ray.
We have X-ray 1 Alpha Delta.
Thank you.
Alright, there we go. We'll go ahead and arm.
November 6378 Mike's 2 miles from Lacker, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 32 left approach.
Maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared the ILS 32 left approach into Boeing Field, 6 or 78 Mike. Alright, we're cleared, we're going home. Alright, 350, hold 3,000, established on the localizer at Lacker. Once we're established, we can come down to 2,600 until we cross Lacker, then we continue to come on down. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-bug 2600, which we can start to descend to as soon as the CDI is set and we've joined. I'm going to go ahead and bring that speed back to 90. Alright. Nav mode, Loke just picked up. You see Loke just picked up. It was armed and it picked it up. So we're doing a shallower intercept angle here to join the localizer. Staying 3,000 until we're fully joined. Lacker now in 0.2. I don't think we're going to join just yet, so we'll go ahead and do We're actually going to cross Lacker in just a second.
Walker 390, contact Seattle Tower 119.9er.
119, Walker 390.
And there's Lacker, so we can now actually come down to 1,800.
Seattle Tower, Walker 390 on the visual for 34 right.
And
Walker 390, Seattle Tower, runway 34 right, clear to land.
34 right, Walker 390.
Speed minus 500.
November 6378 Mike, contact Boeing Tower 120.6.
Contact Boeing Tower 120.678 Mike. Boeing Tower, good day, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 2,800 feet on the ILS 32 left.
November 6378 Mike, Boeing Tower, runway 32 left, clear to land.
32 left, clear to land, 78 Mike. Sweet. All right, we're headed toward Dwayne, 3 miles to Dwayne. Let's go ahead and bring that speed down to 90. All right, so we're going to hit Dwayne. Dwayne is going to be our glide slope intercept at 1,800 feet. 1,800 is pre-bugged, coming down at 500 feet per minute. We need to lose 1,000, so I'm actually going to go ahead and nose down to 700 feet a minute and actually pick up a little bit of vertical drop. Try to get that 1,800 right on the nose. Once we are at the final approach fix, or first final approach fix, we'll be watching for that glide slope to come alive. It's going to cross between the first dot and the center line. When it does that, we're going to go ahead and plug in 10 degrees of flaps. We're going to go ahead and push through. We're going to start our descent. We'll fly the glide slope and the localizer all the way down to the runway. All the way down to minimums 460 feet. If we see the runway environment at 460 feet, we will continue to land. If we do not see the runway environment 460 feet, that is a decision altitude, which means we must immediately execute a missed approach. The missed approach is climb on heading 315, runway heading to cross Seattle 8, DME at or below 1700.
Class Delta in
So
0.3 miles.
very quickly here, swap in 10060. That's not right. I want the SEA VOR, which is 116.8. Okay, there's 1,800 at Dwayne, 1 mile.
Class Delta in 1.2 miles.
Plug in the RPMs here. I'm going to get nav2 ready to go. I'm going to go PFD options, bearing 2. Nav2 SEA, 3.7 nautical miles. All right, Dwayne now, 0.3. Glide slope is alive. It's hit the midpoint between 1 and the center line right now. That's flaps 10 and approach mode active. RPM's coming down. And confirmed, flaps are 10. Let's get ready for landing. Tanks both, fuel shutoff is in, mixture is lean as required for a hot day, all lights are as required, master is on, standby battery is armed, keys are in both, seat belts are fastened, fuel quantity is good. Take before landing, checks complete. Alright. On glide slope, on the localizer. Trying to hold that 90 knots, give it a little bit of extra gas. We are clear to land, runway 32 left.
Class Bravo in 1.1 miles.
1,000 feet to minimums. Runway now 4.3 miles. Bring that RPM down, let's keep it at 90 knots the best we can. Okay, we got an 11 knot headwind. I'm going to go ahead and take it manual. Autopilot is off. Flying this thing myself. Little left for lineup. Okay, flight director is off. Alright.
3 mile final runway 32 left.
A little below the glide slope. And a little right for lineup. Point that nose. There you go. And a little left for lineup. Alright, we can bring that nose down just a touch. And we'll get a little bit more aggressive on that sink. 90 knots coming down. Alright, 500 feet to minimums. Little left for lineup. slowed on down a little bit. Sync rate's good. Localizer looks good. We're a little high. 400 feet to minimums.
500.
Speed's a little high. We're a little bit high. Push the nose. Lower the throttles. Increase the sync rate. 2 miles to the runway. 300 feet to minimums. Okay, anticipate the sync. More throttle. More energy. There you go. 100 feet to minimums. One mile.
500.
Minimums. Head up. We have the runway. Throttle back. Got red over white. Get below 85. Flaps 30. 85. Flaps 30. Three two left identified. Pitching for 65 knots. And anticipate that sync. Okay, 2 reds over white. Get back on center line.
Walker 390, right turn, November, Bravo to the terminal, monitor ground. Have a good one.
Pitch at 65.
Turn right here. Bravo November. Monitor ground into terminal. Walker 390.
Okay. A little more gas. Big headwind. Keep that nose up. And flaps up. And we'll roll out at Alpha 9er before 3-2 so we don't have to cross any runways.
November 6278, Mike, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground.
Taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground, 78 Mike.
And have a good one.
Thank you, 78 Mike. Alright, we're on ground. Let's
November 1 Alpha Delta, contact Denver approach
clean up for a minute.
123.85.
Get flaps to take off. Lean out a little bit more for the field. Landings and strobes are off.
November 1 Alpha Delta. Go ahead.
Back.
1 Alpha Delta, contact Denver approach
Spin. Stop that thing from
123.85.
doing its thing.
2385, 1 Alpha Delta.
Alright, let's go.
Denver approach, how are you now? November 1 Alpha Delta, 12,300 via the T-bar. November 1 Alpha Delta, Denver approach, good and you, just want to maintain 9,000.
Good.
Down to 9, 1 Alpha Delta.
Love it.
Oh, not so bad.
Okay, we're wow, we're really chewing up the pavement there. Yeah, there's a good headwind today. Wow. It's impressive. Turn that tablet off. You don't need to see that. Not a bad landing, actually. It was pretty good today. And, wow, it is getting choppy, so it's probably about darn time to shut this sim off, because wowie zowie. I'm getting like a frame a second. Grody. It's just getting worse. Well, that's all right. I'm just going to park it right in front of this big giant building and we'll call it a day. I actually have no idea what's going on with that.
Walker 380 IFR cancellation received. Time 1947 Zulu. Radio service terminated. Squawk VFR. Change to advisory frequency approved. November 1 Alpha Delta. Descend to maintain 7,000.
7,000 1 Alpha Delta.
Whoo-wee. All right. Well, that was a good time. Got a little wild there. Got a little wild there with the frame rate. Sorry about that, but that is essentially the full meal deal when it comes to doing the stage 2. We did it all. We did the standard departure. We did a non-precision approach. We did the missed approach with a hold. We did a circling approach with partial panel. It was another non-precision approach. We did the missed out of that. Then we did a precision approach back home, all the way to a full stop landing. We did all the things that were required of us for a stage 2, and we did it in a good amount of time. We did it by the book. We had good contact with ATC, and I felt good about the results. So we're going to keep that practice up and just do our very best when the time comes for the real stage check. So wish me luck, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.